Hello. Welcome to Align Your Day with Jay. These are going to just be more casual, kind of like vlog style, chill chat videos. I know that I like sit down and do the alignment advice videos, which is kind of like all around one topic, and I like to give you practical exercises and things, kind of breaking down different topics and things like that. These are going to be more just honestly kind of like vlog style, me just like chit chatting, and I obviously love to share like key insights in my stories and stuff, but I figured this is more of like a chill, fun way to connect as well, and to kind of just share with you more of me, what I experience day to day, and really how that can bring more value to you and how you navigate your day, and what comes up for you in your internal state, as well as what comes up in your schedule and things like that. Because really, all of my content, all of my offerings, my resources are really there to provide you value that's practical and powerful for your day to day, right? Like for your schedule. I know that you queens are very busy, and have a lot of things going on, and I just want to give you the tools to really empower yourself and to first come within and realize the value that you are, the value that you have, and it kind of developing the relationship with yourself instead of feeling bogged down by your schedule and also just the inner doubts that come up for us. And I like to give you tools in that regard. A little bit of a tangent, but yeah, so that's kind of more like the practical advice videos, but this is more just me kind of sharing casual messages for you guys, and just more of my day-to-day and things like that, for you to kind of, it's for you to like perhaps like get to know me more, and kind of me get to share more value in that regard for you. So yes, so that is that. I basically, I know I also have like Jeep talks. I love my Jeep. I don't know, what's your like, are you guys like big into cars? Cars are great, right? They're like, honestly though, the worst assets. Like, they depreciate so fast. And the second you drive the car out the dealership, it's like $15,000 less, right? Like the value goes down, but you get it for the clout. I totally get that. Sometimes you gotta get it for the clout. No, I'm kidding. But sometimes it's like, it's nice, right? Like it depends on what you, a little side tangent, but also, yes, we could say that in regards to the numerical value, the asset declines, right? But in terms of the internal value, like I personally, I love driving, right? So for me, having a nice car, I would like, honestly would bring me enough value to where, even though it depreciates, the internal value it kind of brings to me would be worth it. For people who honestly could not care less about driving, they just want to get place A to B, and don't really care about investing in a car, makes sense for them not to buy a car because it's going to depreciate, right? So kind of always everything, another little tangent here before I get into like the main message, everything is very relative in life, right? So just because in a numerical standpoint or logical standpoint, something can seem a certain way, and can have a certain basis to, I guess, come to a certain conclusion, because because things are relative as well, and people have different perceptions of value, different perceptions of life in general. It's okay for things to kind of blend and merge and not have a specific conclusion and connotation to them. And that helps us navigate life a little bit easier when we realize that things are relative, that people are going to have different perspectives on literally the same exact thing. Like, people can have literally the exact same day and can go through it in different, they can view it in such different ways because of their lens of the world and their perspective and the things they value, the things they don't value, right? So when we realize things are all relative based on the observer and based on the person, it gives us a little bit more ease in life, because we're like, okay, even though I don't think this certain way, it doesn't mean, I'm any greater, any less, any, whatever. It just means that this is in relation to my perspective. This is what's coming through for me, right? So just keep that in mind too, right? I think we like to, I fall guilty to this too, right? Where it's like, we like to think there's always a hard and fast, like black and white thing for everything. And there's really not. So the more that you start to ingrain that, the smoother things get to be. And so yeah, also something else I wanted to talk about on this little Align Your Day with Jay. So yesterday and today, and honestly just the past like few weeks, honestly, the days have held so many different like emotions for me. Like, I have felt super excited. Like I have a lot of things, like new things coming up. Like I'm moving soon. I have obviously like new A&A ideas, like so excited to start like coaching and everything like that. And so I'm really excited for that. However, it does feel like I've had like some other changes just like happen in my personal life too. So I've had like a lot of overwhelm come up the last few days. Like I've honestly been like yesterday, for example, like I was honestly like crying for a bit of the day. And I think I just also want to normalize to say like, yeah, I was crying yesterday for a bit, right? Like not to glamorize it, but just to speak more truth, right? We're all human. We're all having different emotions as we navigate our days. And the more we realize that a day can hold so much joy, yet also overwhelm, yet, peace, like it doesn't have to be just like every single day is going to be so, happy and joyful, right? I think that sometimes things can get perceived a certain way, but really what self-growth, and more awareness does is just realizing that the day can hold a lot of different emotions, can hold a lot of different things we have to navigate through, right? But the more that we accept that, the easier it is to go about our days, because we're not like, and then the more fulfilling they are, even when we have harder emotions come up, because we know that the harder emotions are coming up to to be addressed and to be released, right? And the more we just, because I feel like sometimes it's also just to be like, oh, like I have like this emotion coming up, like I just want to like forget about it, like numb it, whatever. And the more that we just kind of take like the observer standpoint and be like, okay, this emotion is passing through me now. That's a really big thing too. Instead of identifying with our emotions, realizing that the emotions are passing through us, and just trying, like, I know it's like easier said than done, but really like try and internalize and kind of reframe the mindset of being overcome by your emotion. Because that happens to me a lot, especially as a Cancer. Like I felt like as soon as I was feeling emotions come up, it was like super uncomfortable, and just I was like getting taken over by them. But then the more I shifted into the mentality of this emotion is passing through me now, what do I need to do in order to kind of tend to this emotion, right? Is that like, just letting it release for a little bit? Is that just, letting it out with some like journaling? Is that just sitting and crying, right? Like the more we navigate our days with kind of more of like, okay, this is happening, how can do I need to sit with this for a little bit? How can I, grow through this? And the more we realize that it is okay for our days to kind of navigate different emotions, and not that every single day has to have like, sadness and then joy and then all that kind of stuff, right? But just the more that we kind of normalize, that we go through different things, the easier it'll be to navigate the harder emotions. And then the more growth we'll have through them, and the more that we will be able to grow, and the more that we will be able to navigate ourselves back to those more peaceful emotions. So yeah, another thing that I wanted to just say, because also, and I mean, we like this is said so many times too, but remember to, like, since social media is honestly such a highlight, reel, it's sometimes difficult to be like, oh, like, is their day always like this happy and like always this, like joyful? And like, it's great. And like most of the time, sure, like it's great to have those really joyful, fulfilling moments, but also just realize too that everybody shits, right? Everybody, like, we're all human here, and we're all kind of going through different waves of emotions and different growth areas. And the more that we all kind of realize that and honor ourselves and our journey, and are really there for ourselves, and are really asking ourselves, okay, what do I need right now for myself, right? The more we become self-nurturing, and the more, and then the more we do that, the more that we can be, help others, we can navigate situations easier, and we can just feel, honestly, like, just feel more empowered, right? So that's another message I wanted to share too, because yesterday was so fun, because I was just like reflecting upon yesterday, and like I was super like go in the morning, like had a really good productive morning, and then towards the middle of the day, like a bunch of overwhelm was coming up. I had to like cry a bit, and then towards the end of the day, I went out, to dinner with my sister, and it was really fun and ease and joyful, right? So it's just beautiful to realize that there's always there could always be fulfillment in everything, even if it's not like fulfillment and growth in everything, even if it's not like joyous, right? Even if it's not like super like every single moment is like so fun. So that's just another thing that came up for me. But yes, okay, more of these will be coming up, and they'll be fun, and like I'll like take you around in different things I like to do, and like different, I love like cooking, so I'll like cook with you and everything like that. But that's just a couple messages, more casual, I wanted to share with you. And yeah, have a great day.